What's up, everyone? AJ Legend here, and I'm just going to be giving you my post-Wrestlemania predictions and what I think is going to happen moving forward. Now, both Raw and SmackDown, they're officially in the books, and I'm just going to talk about the recent debuts and call-ups, and I'm going to pretty much give my opinions on what's to happen. And of course, next week I'm going to do another video post the superstar shakeup and give another prediction on what's to go with all the new acquisitions and switches and shit like that. But let's get into this. So on Raw, we got the return of Bobby Lashley, the debut of the AOP, okay. We got the debut of Ember Moon, loving it. The debut of No Way Jose, and the returns of Jeff Hardy and Samoa Joe. Okay, I like this. So, let's break it down. Bobby Lashley.
So what was that?
Bobby Lashley was not a fan, never will be a fan. I didn't like him when he first came to WWE. I don't watch TNA, so I can give two shits about what he accomplished there. I always found Bobby Lashley to be all hype and nothing else. He's Black Lesnar. That's all he is. He's a black version of Brock Lesnar, and just as boring. So I can give two shits what they do with him. Now everyone's probably jerking off to the thought of Lashley versus Lesnar, and I'm just going to be waiting for a noose and bleach, because I don't want to see these two boring, bland sons of bitches wrestle. I don't like either one of them. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I don't care for Lashley. Never liked him, never will like him. Think he's boring and vanilla, and his in-ring skills, they're mediocre at best. He does nothing special. He's just a generic power guy. No charisma. He's a charisma vacuum. Those are my thoughts. I mean, if you want to push a black wrestler, Big E. Push Big E. Get Big E away from the New Day. The New Day is killing Big E. Big E has got a main event quality to him. I would rather see Big E in the main event than fucking Bobby Boring Lashley. At least Big E's got personality, and he's got a presence to him. I like Big E. I just don't like him with the New Day. I think the New Day's bringing Big E down. So if they do a shakeup, I hope they break up the New Day. Of course, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let's just try and keep a steady pace over here. So yeah, don't care for Lashley at all. Jeff Hardy return. This is great. The WWE mid-card needs a major player, and Jeff Hardy will be perfect for that. No, we can see him mix up with Rollins, see him mix up with some Finn Balor. No, and also there's also a chance we can also elevate Jeff Hardy to the main event scene eventually. But Jeff Hardy being back and much needed, and kind of, rejuvenates a failing IC title division that has been primarily focused on Miz, Balor, and Rollins. Adding Jeff Hardy there can spice it up a little bit, so I like all that. The inclusion of Ember Moon to the Raw Women's roster. The Raw Women's division is so goddamn boring and stagnant, it is not even funny. It literally just revolves around Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and Bayley. Four of the most boring women I've ever seen in my life. I used to be a big Sasha Banks fan, but on the main roster, she's bored me to tears. I used to like Bayley. On the main roster, she comes across as a corny jerk. Alexa Bliss. I was very high on Alexa Bliss last year, but she has quickly become the most inconsequential performer on the entire Raw brand. She does absolutely nothing. Nia Jax, she's just flat out terrible. She has no in-ring skill whatsoever. Instead of building Nia Jax as a Braun Strowman type of bulldozer dominant, badass bitch, you're fucking giving her this, oh, I'm fat, I hate you, I'm gonna defend myself. No, you should be a fucking bulldozer. You should be going in there and cleaning the clocks of everyone you freaking wrestle. You shouldn't be complaining about someone fat-shaming you. If you got that if your skin is that soft, get out of the fucking wrestling business and just get out of life in general. But I digress. I didn't mean for that little rant over there. It's just that these storylines that this company comes out with, they're just so insulting to your intelligence. It just boils your blood that you're being treated like idiots. And that's why I can't stand the whole thing with Nia Jax. They're making her look like an idiot by having her complain about certain things when she should be going in there and just not talking. Just go in there and bulldoze. Screw talking. But that's not what I see on TV. I see Nia Jax being a blubbering idiot. So, please, the inclusion of Amber Moon adds much needed spice to a dead and failing, boring division. And of course, I don't care about this whole Sasha Bayley storyline because that's boring too. Whew, we'll fire it up now. The inclusion of the AOP, the debut was underwhelming, and if they are going to be transitioning away from Paul Ellering, I don't like it, but I understand it, and I hope they get a full-time manager, because to me, the AOP, they need to have a manager. They're a team that needs a manager, because I don't think either one of these guys can survive on their own without a handler like a Paul Ellering. So, if we're not going to keep Paul Ellering on the main roster, then you got to pair them up with somebody. They need a mouthpiece. They need someone to get them over, because on their own, I think they're going to fail without a mouthpiece. I don't want to see them fail, but then again, this is the main roster, and we've seen a lot of NXT call-ups eventually fail. See the Revival. See the Ascension. See American Alpha. Don't need to say no more. But I hope the AOP can also bring some new life to the Raw Tag Team division, which is completely worthless. The only team on that division of any credibility is the Bar. But how many times can we see the Bar be champions? It's time to breathe some new life. Hopefully they play the cards right. The AOP can be that new life. Just have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, we also get a No Way Jose debut. No Way Jose will be out of the company by the summertime, or by late summer, early fall. AOP, No Way Jose is going to be such a non-factor. It's not even funny. He is a gimmick. And a gimmick like his, it'll be hot for 2 months, and then it'll quickly die off, and then he's relegated to loser status. No Way Jose, sorry buddy, but you ain't gonna make it on Raw. If you're on SmackDown, maybe, but on Raw, you're pretty much in a shark tank, and you're gonna be eaten alive by all the sharks in there. Sorry, Jose, that's just the way it is in WWE land. The return of Samoa Joe. Thank God Samoa Joe came back on Monday night. Thank God he's back. The show misses him. It misses a legit badass like a Samoa Joe. People say Brock Lesnar is a legit badass. I don't know. Without Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar's nothing. But Samoa Joe, this is the badass. This is the badass, the full-time badass, take no shit heel that we need. I'm glad he's back. I hope that this is the year we finally put a world title on this man. He deserves it. He needs it. Make Joe the Universal Champion. Make Joe your long-term Universal Champion. Because the Roman Reigns experiment, it's failed. 5 years later, he still can't get over with the majority of your audience. Why are you going to continue to hammer him in? Stop it. Enough is enough. Enough with the madness already. So yeah, hopefully we can see big things out of Samoa Joe. Of course, Samoa Joe also instantly adds credibility to a main event level, to their main event tier, which pretty much is, I don't know. Braun Strowman is a non-factor in the main event scene. He's floating around doing nothing. The whole main event scene revolves around Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, two boring sons of bitches. Add Samoa Joe in there. Oh my God, intriguing. Intrigue has finally landed. Let's see if this fucking company can do the right thing and give Joe the push and the respect he has earned and deserves. Hoping Joe wins the Universal title by at least SummerSlam. And hopefully this company can course correct for Braun Strowman to potentially set him up as a potential Royal Rumble winner and WrestleMania main eventer next year. Because this year, at the rate they're going with Strowman, I don't see it happening. But I can see it happening with Samoa Joe being the world champion, hopefully by SummerSlam. And of course, to top off the Raw thing, we have KO and Sami Zayn, who could potentially join the Raw roster. Right now, they're embedded in the storyline where they're out of a job. They are free agents, and I hope that they can get signed to Raw as a tag team. I don't want to see them wrestle again. I'm sick and tired of seeing Owens and Zayn wrestle. I don't care if the matches are good. They're overdone, and they're just boring to watch now. Hopefully we can keep Owens and Zayn as the heel team they've been doing, and if that's the case, you put them in the tag team division, and along with the AOP, Raw has got a pretty solid and credible tag team division by having just the AOP and KO and Sami Zayn in there. So hopefully, if this company has any brains, you keep Owens and Zayn as a team, you put them in that Raw tag team division so that division, get some credibility, because the laughable line of Monday night was Kurt Angle saying that he has a stacked tag team division. Your tag team division is anything but stacked. It is ice fucking cold. Revival, non-factor. Gallows and Anderson, non-factor. Heath Slater and Rhino, give me a break. Titus and Apollo, go back to catering. The Raw tag team division could use a bit of a rejuvenation by adding AOP and Owens and Zayn to that thing to give it some juice. So yeah, those are my Raw thoughts. Now let's get to the SmackDown thoughts. Paige was recently announced as a GM. I don't like Paige. I don't give a damn about her. I don't care that she got hurt. You're a professional wrestler. Shit happens in the ring. Okay? I was upset when Austin got injured. I was upset when Austin retired, because when I was 8 years old, Austin was the first wrestler that I got into. I was upset when Edge retired, because Edge was a great wrestler. And also, not only that, Edge was a personality. I can watch Edge and not get bored of him. Paige, I'm bored of Paige. There's nothing about her that I like. She's bland. She's boring. She's generic. She has no personality to me. She has the personality that fans want to implant on her, because they think that she has a personality, when in actuality, she's boring as bricks. I would have rather have had Jeff Jarrett as the GM, because at least Jeff Jarrett, at least I could say Jeff Jarrett can use a guitar on somebody, unlike Paige, where if she takes a bump, she might get crippled. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a crippled. I don't like Paige, but I don't like her enough to want to see her get crippled on national television. Hate her enough to see her get crippled on national television. But at the same time, I don't care that you're retired. You knew the risk. You knew the risks when you became a professional wrestler. Live with it, kid. We also get the debut of Iconic on SmackDown, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. It's good that they're in the SmackDown Women's division, which, again, like the Raw division, it's bland, it's boring. It revolves around Charlotte, who is the most boring woman who's the most boring woman wrestler on the roster. I think Charlotte is overhyped. I don't think she's all that great. And I'm just not looking forward to seeing a rumored or potential Charlotte versus Rousey match at WrestleMania next year. Just not into it. Not really pumping up my juices, so to speak. However, we did get a Carmella cash-in finally. She's the women's champion. I don't see Carmella holding on to this thing for very long. To tell you the truth, I would not be surprised if Charlotte ends up getting the belt back at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I think they just did the Carmella cash-in just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. So I can give two shits. The whole Nakamura heel turn, I'm liking it already. I saw that the Nakamura promo he had on SmackDown was great. Fantastic. He came across as like this arrogant, cocky prick. And the line of the night was when he told Renee, "Sorry, don't speak English." I think you got something here with a Nakamura heel turn, and given the events of what happened when he attacked both AJ and Daniel Bryan, I hope this company does not rush this triple threat match and they build it to at least Money in the Bank. But if they have patience, build it up to SummerSlam, and then we start that long road to Nakamura versus Bryan at WrestleMania. I want them to play around with this thing, don't shoot it right away, Save Bryan versus Nakamura for WrestleMania. Don't overshoot that shit. Have them compete in maybe a triple threat match, that's fine. But I think the primary feud should be Nakamura versus AJ Styles. Potentially have Nakamura beat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Have the rematch again take place. I wouldn't do it at Backlash. I would stretch it out, maybe the Money in the Bank. And then I'll do the big blow-off at SummerSlam. And then from SummerSlam, we start that long journey to Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania next year in New York. That's what I would do, because I believe in long-term booking. That's not what WWE would do, because they believe in hotshot booking, and that's the most retarded booking, because you're proving that you just don't care about suspense and building up anticipation. You just because your stupid fans want to see everything right away, that means you gotta hotshot it, because these fucking fans are so impatient and they can't wait for shit. They can't let nothing play out. They can't let the anticipation and the suspense build up. Everything has to be hot-shotted, and I'm getting sick and tired of this hot-shot bullshit, which is why I didn't even watch the AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan match, because I want to wait till those two actually have a pay-per-view match. I want to wait for them to have a pay-per-view match. All right, and I would stretch, and I would, like I said, I would build up to that AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan pay-per-view match. I would probably have that. If you don't want to have Nakamura versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam in the blow-off, that's where we do Bryan versus Styles, and we have those guys go all throughout the whole year just wrestling one another, while adding in other things along the way. Maybe we do a storyline where we make Bryan and Styles tag team partners, and they win the tag team titles. I don't know. Play around with this. Play around with this feud. You got something here. Do something with it. Don't do something stupid with it. Anyway, those are my post predictions. Those are my post WrestleMania predictions. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me or do you not agree with me? Tell me what your predictions might be for the rest of the year. And I will catch you back next time with another video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Later.